Hello, everybody, and we should very much be live. I am more than positive we're live. If YouTube would tell me, there we go. All right, so we should be live now. I'm probably going to have to sit like this. The Montreal Canadiens, they played at home tonight. Hey, Linebot, how's it going? How's it going, man? So the Montreal Canadiens played at home tonight against the Washington Capitals, who I believe, are now officially the best team in the NHL. Finally, a stream. Hey, Rick Nelson, I'm sorry, man. I was going to go live sometime during the All-Star break. But I was like, you know what? No. I'm going to save all my energy for this stream because I also have some videos to record that I'm going to do tomorrow. I could have recorded them over the All-Star break. I've waited a while. Rick Nelson, my apologies, brother. My biggest apologies. I was going to do something during the All-Star, the skills competition, but I was like, shit, no, I can't. I couldn't go live because I was, even though I was home alone, I had stuff to do around the house while I was watching the skills competition. I feel Habs so hard, always win. Yeah, the Habs, you're good. Thank you, Rick Nelson. I appreciate it, brother. I appreciate knowing that I'm good in your book still. You need wrestling. Well, yeah, Rick, I agree. I agree. Plus, I'm gonna try and make January or February, because we're only 4 days left in January. I'm gonna try and make February the month of videos for me. Yeah, I feel Habs. So here, always win 4-2 or lose 4-2. That's the way it seems to be. They either win 4-2 or lose 4-2, which is kind of funny, honestly. So yeah, the Canadiens were at home tonight. They lost to the Capitals. They played a tough game. Yeah, of course we're gonna get into the stats. Let's Hockey. How's it going, man? How's it going, brother? Of course, if you're new to the stream, I go over the stats on the board, and then talk about the actual game, the recap itself. So yeah, let's get on with it. But first, before I do this, I'm actually gonna move my mouse just so I don't accidentally end the stream and have to restart. So Tomas Tatar still leads the team, 17 goals, 27 assists, 44 points. Deal or no deal, Milan Lucic for a bag of pucks. That's a tough one. The bag of pucks is worth quite a bit. I'm going to say yes on that one. Lucic for a bag of pucks. My apologies, guys, by the way. I'm just starting. My apologies, by the way, guys. I'm getting over a cold. That's something else that was wrong with me over the All-Star break. I ended up with a cold. So, yeah. Not bedridden, thankfully, just nasty cold. Philip Deneau with 12 goals, 24 assists, 36 points, leads or is second on our team for scoring. Sorry, Jesus. Max Domi, 12 goals, 22 assists for 34 points. Brendan Gallagher, who is sadly still injured, 15 goals, 18 assists, 33 points. He is second on the team in scoring, and it kind of shows now that he's not here, for now at least, obviously. Shea Weber, 12 goals, 21 assists for 33 points. Jeff Petry, 7 goals, 22 assists for 29 points. Nick Suzuki, 9 goals, 19 assists, 28 points. Did Montreal show up? Spotlight, how's it going, brother? Did Montreal show up or what? I'm confused, actually. They had the chance to win, but they flopped. I agree. They played a tough game in probably the final 13 minutes of the third. But aside from that, it was very, very sloppy for the Canadiens. They were lucky to get the 1-0 lead very early on. But yeah, they just really didn't show up tonight, and we'll get into that, obviously. Arturi Lehkonen, 11 goals, 12 assists for 23 points. Yoel Armia with 13 goals. What's Hockey Guy? Lol, Harry. Hey, Rich Day, how's it going, brother? How's it going, man? Hockey Guy is, what's Hockey Guy? Hockey, what's up? Oh, what's up, Hockey Guy? Hey, how's it going, Rich? It's, not too bad. I haven't streamed in a while. Very surprised to have this many viewers coming back, but, appreciate y'all that are sticking with me throughout the night. My apologies for not streaming in the last week, uploading videos. I know I said I was going to, but February is going to be the month where I'm going to start uploading videos again. Hey, James, how's it going, man? How's it going? And to mention, my brother got me the Oilers Reebok jersey. He ordered it Friday, so it could be shipping today. So I'm going to have to wait for it to come. Hey, Spotlight, that's pretty dope. At least you got that Reebok Oilers jersey. That's pretty nice. Yoel Armia, 13 goals, 9 assists, 22 points. Ilya Kovalchuk and Nick Cousins. I subbed, bro. Hey, Rich J, thank you very much for the sub, brother. I very much appreciate it. But Ilya Kovalchuk and Nick Cousins both with 7 goals, 10 assists for 17 points. Ben Sherratt, 7 goals, 9 assists for 16 points. Jonathan Druid, who's currently injured, 7 goals, 8 assists for 15 points. Nate Thompson, 2 goals, 7 assists for 9 points. Victor Mete, 4 goals, 5 assists for 9 points. And everyone, Rip Kobe. Rip Kobe Bryant, brother. One of the greatest NBA players of all time. Yeah, that's really all you can say. A great guy outside of basketball, at least from the stories I've heard. Yeah, overall, very much a great guy. Season is over. I very much agree, Rich. Season is pretty much over. We're 10 points out of the playoffs still. It's over unless somehow we win every single game from here on out. I'm mad about your team. Sorry about the loss. Hey, James, don't worry about it, brother. This just secures our spot that we keep trying to get lower down the standings and hopefully trying to acquire Alexei Lafreniere. Where am I? All right. Victor Mete, 4 goals, 5 assists, 9 points. Jesperi Kotkaniemi, 6 goals, 2 assists, 8 points. Jordan Wheel, 5 goals, 3 assists, 8 points. Brent Kulak with 5 assists. Paul Byron and Dale Weise both with 1 goal, 3 assists for 4 points. And then Charles Hudon, Christian Folin with a singular assist. Cale Fleury, Ryan Paling with a goal. And actually, there's something I forgot to put on the board. What's the status on Drouin and Galley? The status on them is that they're actually close. They're closer to returning than Byron is. They should be back within, I want to say, 2 or 3 weeks. That's what I would think. How many points? Suzuki has 9 goals, 19 assists for 28 points. Let's hockey. Did you see Edgeback? Yes, I did. I actually watched the Royal Rumble last night. I was considering going live during it, but I was like, nah, I'm not gonna. I'm gonna save my return to live stream for today. And besides, even then, I was just meh. It really wasn't a. It just really wasn't a. It wasn't something that I was like super interested in because I kept tuning out and tuning in. Plus, I was watching, or I was playing some NHL 15. I was doing my Coyotes GM mode. So yeah, deal or no deal to Montreal. This year's third and Taylor Hall. The Coyotes, Ilya Kovalchuk, this year's second and 2022 second rounder. Personally, I would do that because you get Taylor Hall, who's a bona fide superstar, in my opinion. Or not superstar. Actually, he's a really good player. Plus, all you're giving up is, wait. Okay, no, never mind. I see what you said. Okay, no, I wouldn't do that. Personally, I wouldn't give up 2 second-round picks and Ilya Kovalchuk for something like Taylor Hall and just a third. I would much rather keep the second rounder, who could definitely turn out to be someone good because this year's draft is apparently really, really deep. And the 2022 second rounder could also be something better. Plus Kovalchuk, I think you could get back a second rounder for him this year. And then, of course, just re-sign him for next year. Why can't EA just keep NHL 20 and not make another game? And why can't they update NHL 20 every time if a new player comes in or new jerseys? Then they update it at the end of the season. Money. Spotlight, that's pretty much the only reason is money. They want money. Yeah, a bunch of Rip Kobe's. That's great. Glad we're getting those in the chat. Who won the Royal Rumble? Spoilers. I will do this when you can listen again if you did not see the Rumble and want to know who the winners were. It was Charlotte and Drew McIntyre. They won the Rumbles this year. So getting back to the board, Scandella also with an assist. That's right, he got an assist tonight. We will get into that. So his first point as a Canadian. I'm so mad when the puck not completely go in the net. Let's Hockey, I agree. I wasn't mad at that. I was like, yep, that's going to be a no goal. That's no goal. Yeah, spotlight hockey was the winner of the Royal Rumble. So Canadians' record is currently 22-22-7 with 51 points. Last game was this one, obviously Canadians 2, Capitals 4. Power play is 26 for 134. And our penalty kill is 118 for 148. So it's still decent. It's not the best in the league, but it's one of the best in the league, at least in my opinion. Home record is still 11-13, or is now 11-13-4, and our away record is still 11-9-3. So, of course, we put that there. Readjust the mic in a bit. And actually, I just want to point out, guys, before Roman should have won. Rich J, no. Rich J, I don't agree. Linebot, who won Universal? Technically no one because Brock didn't defend it. And also, I opened a pack of 1920 during the All-Star break, and I ended up getting my second Jesper Boquist Young Guns. That is probably going to be on the resale market sometime soon. So that's pretty dope. Jesper Boquist. Literally, I opened him in my first pack and I got him in my third pack. That's honestly probably gonna be a really good card. I think if I hold on to this for a year or so, it could be worth maybe $10-15. I gotta get some card sleeves, like legit card sleeves, not just the the little plastic ones. I started a Habs Chell 20 franchise. Nice line bot. That's okay. I knew you would like that. MVP. I don't think he's back. I think it was just a one time thing, pretty much. Just a second. I'm replying to a friend real quick, and then I will get started on the actual recap. If anyone has anything to say, it's greatly appreciated. All right, there we go. That took way shorter than I thought it would. All right, so getting into the actual hockey game now. By the way, guys, I don't want this to be longer than about 45 minutes. If we're still talking by then, I don't want to just like stop. I will go for a couple more minutes, but I do plan for the stream to be about 45 minutes or so. I don't want to say max, but around 45, 50 minutes. My idea was when the World Junior Championship hacky, the World Junior Championship happened. I'm assuming that's what you meant, Spotlight. I was gonna get a Team Canada black jersey and then put Hayden on the back of the jersey. So I don't have to worry about him leaving an NHL team. That's actually really smart. That's really smart for you to do. Get Hayden on the back of the jersey so you don't have to worry about him. That's actually really smart. That is what you should do. I think that's the reason the only jersey I have with a name on the back is my Pittsburgh Crosby jersey, because there's no way they're getting rid of Crosby. I'm gonna fix that. Keep it on. There you go. So yeah. Aside from if it's like a superstar like an Ovi or a Crosby, or unless you get a pass player like a Lemieux or a Yager, which Yager you can get on pretty much any jersey because he's played for pretty much every team. Jesus. Then yeah. I need to go, but keep the great work and can't wait for the other live stream on Thursday. Go Habs, go! Let's hockey. Thank you very much. I appreciate you coming into the stream and joining me. Have a good night, brother. Hopefully you did enjoy the stream. Keep the great work up. Thank you. I'm incredibly humbled by any kind words on the channel, which I very much appreciate. Go Habs, go indeed. And that's not what I had to say. And I can't wait for the stream as well. I forget who we play Thursday, but that's going to be a great live stream. What if Yager and Kovalchuk played together? Oh, it would easily be at least 120 points for each of them in a year. My team in OT. Oh, James, nice. Who's your favorite player? Linebot, my favorite player of all time is Jaromir Jagr. That's currently playing is Marc-Andre Fleury. Jagr I've just always really loved. I've always found myself, when I first got into hockey, I really found myself liking Jaromir Jagr. Going back and looking at his highlights and stuff. Who won, Fiend and Brian? It was Fiend. I think Fiend won after 15 or 20 minutes or so. It was a really good match from what I saw, but I think there was a couple minutes of it that I didn't check out because the stream I was watching was literally like sideways because it was recorded from a phone. Good quality for a phone though, actually, surprisingly. Let's go Flower. Let's go Flower indeed. Love some Flower. Hey, there you go. All right. So now I believe I can get into the actual game now. Until my friend messages me again, then I'll just reply to her. So before the game, it was worthy to note, as I forget who it was mentioned earlier, Gallagher and Drouin are more close to returning than Paul Byron. So I do think Gallagher and Drouin, could be back as early as this week or next week, I should say. But I do think they'll take another 3 weeks to a month to come back. I think Byron, gets dealt at the deadline though. Whether he's healthy or whether he's he's healthy or he's still injured, but close to making a return. I do think Byron gets swapped at the deadline. Rather it's just for a third, or it's say for a fifth and a sixth, and you have to give up a seventh, for example. That'd be interesting. I went to the mall and then I saw a Montreal jersey and Sports Check. I'm like, yo, look at those jerseys. No, I'm not gonna say the rest of that, Spotlight, but I don't know about that. I think those Edmonton jerseys would do much better at that since they're orange, and they kind of match the toilet disinfectant along with the blue on the rims or the blue on the shoulder pads. So watch for your fire in that, Spotlight. So the lineups were, of course, The same as the last couple games. Tatardino, Kovalchuk, Domi Suzuki Armia, Palin, Kokinemi Lekanen, Cousins, Thompson Weiss. And then defense. Sorry, by the way. Sorry, by the way. I don't know why I'm yawning. It's only 10:20. Defense was Sherrod Weber, Scandella Petry, Kulak, Mete. I wasn't 100% sure if it was Fleury back in the lineup, but I'm pretty sure it was Kulak again. Spotlight Sam's fingers, rip. And of course, Carey Price wasn't that as well. Early on, the Habs get a nice chance a minute 58 in, and they scored. It's Jeff Petry with his 7th of the year. The Hopers are going to Tatar and Scandella. So Scandella with his first point as a Montreal Canadien. It's 1-0 Canadiens. Deal or no deal. Fleury and Mark Stone. To Montreal, Fleury, Mark Stone. This year's second and third. To Vegas, Price, Kovalchuk, and a third. I'd personally do that because you get a great goaltender in Marc-Andre Fleury. You get a very, very good, probably would be a first liner in Montreal, Mark Stone. Maybe second liner, but more than likely first liner. 2 draft picks that could turn out to be really good players. Even though Vegas will probably be in the playoffs, they're going to be in the playoffs. And you give them Carey Price, which is shedding a lot of cap space. Well, not a lot, but it's shedding a good amount of cap space. Kovalchuk, you can just resign in the offseason. Plus, even though you are downgrading from Stone to Kovalchuk, Kovalchuk is a veteran player that could teach the young guns a lot of good, a lot of stuff in the playoffs and whatnot for Vegas. And the third rounder is probably going to be a better one than that third, but still, the second rounder that we get outweighs the third rounder if we draft well. If Montreal doesn't win next game, I think it would be time to trade Price or fire the coach and pull a Maple Leafs mode, a thing. Well, I mean, Price has been playing decent this year. I think, if anything, the time to trade him would be right before the draft, not right after the trade deadline. You can't even do that. Well, you could. You just wouldn't be able to use any players you bring in. Personally, I think I do think if we lose next game for sure, definitely firing Claude Julien would help. Unless we just keep him around for the rest of the year, tank, and then get Lafreniere or fire him in the offseason after we don't make the postseason. Trading Price, I don't know if you'd want to do that at the deadline, for example, or after we lose the next game. But personally, I would wait until before the draft or at the draft table, because if you can change your first and trade Price to get, say, Ottawa's first and second overall picks, because I'm sure Ottawa would do that, even though they don't want to pay anyone money, and that's the same reason they're going to lose Pajot and Declare in the offseason. I personally think Ottawa would take Price, giving up their first and second overall, as long as we give up our first in return. Personally, I think, because then we get Lafreniere and Byfield, who are 2 great talents that are going to do wonders for the Canadiens. But yeah, personally, I would do that. Maple Leafs are making playoffs. Rich Day Maple Leafs are making the playoffs. I might do ball hockey where I live. Hey, nice spotlight. That'd be pretty dope. I'd like to see that. Maple laughs. No, Maple Leafs, brother. Get that shit right. The Caps go to the power play. It's an awful holding by Mete that got called. Mete really didn't need to take that penalty. Yeah. Thankfully, the Habs were able to kill it off, though. They didn't really give the Caps much to work with on the power play for them. The Canadiens are 1-for-1 on the PK. The Habs then went to the power play with Nick Backstrom going for a hooking call. The Habs weren't playing too great on the power play. The Caps got some good shorthanded chances, and right out of the box, it's a breakaway for Nick Backstrom. He gets a good chance, but he misses the net on what would have been a surefire goal. It 100% would have been a goal if he didn't miss the net. 0-for-1 in the power play. The Caps went back to the power play. Domi went to the box. And actually, I want to ask now before I continue this, how is the audio? Is it sounding worse, sounding better? How is it sounding compared to the usual? So Domi went to the box. It was an iffy call. I didn't really see what they called on that one. I wouldn't say they're not going to make the playoffs because any team made the playoffs. Maple Leafs are still doing good, TBH, from an Oilers fan, but they need to work still. I do agree with that spotlight. I do think the issues with the defense is definitely a little iffy. The fact they're losing, I think, 3 or 4 of their defensemen this year or after this season, and they'll probably trade them off at the deadline. audio is good. Rick Nelson, very happy to hear that, brother. But Spotlight, I do the Maple Leafs. If Hutchinson doesn't stay as good as he's been recently, definitely they do need a backup. They could probably use maybe one more bottom six forward, and one or two re-signings of their defensemen would be good because I believe they said they're keeping either Barry or Cece, or they have enough cap to keep either or. So the Domi went to the box with an iffy call, and of course that means the Caps score. My apologies again, by the way. I don't know why I'm doing this. Price second this year. Kovalchuk only if he signs extension with Habs before the trade. Okay. Montreal gets a first this year and a second next year. Price. Let's see. Price a second this year, and Kovalchuk only if he signs an extension with the Canadiens before the trade. And to Montreal, a first and second. Personally, I would do that because I do think you can probably sign up. You could probably sign Braden Holtby in the offseason for maybe $6 or $7 million. I'd personally give him a 1 year just to keep Primo as the backup, and the next year Primo takes over. So you could sign Holtby in the offseason if you trade Price. Kovalchuk, it would hurt to have him sign the extension, but I'm sure the young guys and the Canadians, like guys like a Fleury, like a Paling, I would arguably say a Wheel, like a Drouin in a way, even though Drouin's not around just yet. Like a Domi, it's Dano, not a Tatar. He's probably learned. They've all probably learned from Kovalchuk, and the second this year would hurt, but we upgrade the second to a first, so we get 2 second-round picks this year, and a second next year. I would definitely do that personally, Limebot. Because like I said, you could probably go after Braden Holtby in the offseason. And plus, with the cap space, you're probably still going to have enough cap, $4 or $5 million. If it's just limited of getting rid of Price, because obviously it's not. We're going to have like 20 million cap. Probably about 15 or so after we re-sign our guys. Just about 9 million after we sign Holtby. Keep in mind, this is me playing armchair GM. I do think you could go after a good top 4 defenseman and probably 1 or 2 bottom 6 forwards if Paling gets sent back down, which I don't think he will. Wheel's probably going to be out. Cousins is probably going to be out. Maybe because Tatar's probably going to be gone at the trade deadline. I would think you him for a first. Not to know Petry. So the top 4 defensemen probably to replace Petry. And of course, if you can sign a big name free agent, if for some reason Taylor Hall makes it to free agency, 5 years, 1 year deal, that'd be good. I think. So I personally would do that. Limebot. It up to be where Avs are. Oh, I see. I don't understand what you mean, Spotlight. What's your thoughts on Sebastian Aho? Love Sebastian Aho. He's a great young talent. I love what he's doing in Carolina. It was awesome when he signed the offer sheet. He agreed to come to Montreal. It was great to see what Sebastian Aho does with Carolina. Him scoring the lacrosse style goals, of course. It was great that he signed the offer sheet from Montreal in the offseason, but of course, Carolina decided to match it, which sucks. Love Sebastian Aho pretty much. Price for Grubauer and Makar. I would absolutely do that just for Makar. I wouldn't do it just for Makar, but price for Grubauer and Makar would be pretty good because Grubauer can be a decent, pretty good starter in my opinion. With given the right team like an Avalanche and getting a Kel McCarr in return, who's a fantastic, absolute stud. Pairing him and someone like a Cale Fleury on the same line together could be dynamite, I think. MVP is on Raw right now. Oh, is he, James? Nice. I did not know that. That's pretty cool, actually, that he's like seeming actually back. So yeah, the Caps score on their power play. I don't get why I'm yawning so much, honestly. It's Fuckwad Tom Wilson scoring his 15th of the year. He ties the game up, and at the end of the first, it's 1-1 tied. Shots are 11-7, I believe it said, for the Capitals. And a penalty was given out. There was a scrum after the final whistle of the first, excuse me. Philip Deneau to the box he went to the box for the start of the second. It was a really nasty slash. on the shoulder of Garnet Hathaway, which I'm going to say right now, Garnet Hathaway really impressed me. Garnet played absolutely incredible. He played absolutely incredible tonight. He easily could have had a 4-goal night, as the commentator said. He had a great night tonight, in my opinion. A deal or no deal to Colorado, Price in a second, to Montreal, Makar in a third. Absolutely, I would do that. Because if you're going to tank, you might as well just have the start split from now, at least between Primo and Lindgren, in my opinion. Unless you just call up Lindgren and use him as your starter. But Makar is a amazing top 2 defenseman. Could easily be Weber's replacement, unless he's a left-handed replacement, which in that case he'd easily be with Weber on that first line, probably replacing Sherratt on that first line. He's just absolutely looking like a stud this season. So I'd absolutely do that personally. Excuse me. So yeah, the Habs are able to kill off the Caps power play in the start of the second period, but right afterwards, it's Jeff Petry putting the puck into his own net. He accidentally kicks it in, and Dustin Boyd, I believe they said, got the credit at first, but I believe it's been changed. I forgot who they said who. I think it was maybe Garnet Hathaway. I think maybe. I was gonna put it, but I forgot. And it's 2-1 Caps, and we're 2 for 2 on the PK this season. And the power play there's another Habs power play now, with Tom Wilson for some reason beating up 20-year-old Nick Suzuki. Habs are not able to capitalize on the power play though, because of course our power play this year. And then the Habs went right back to the power play. TJ Oshie went to the box for a tripping call. Habs don't capitalize because of course our power play fucking sucks this year. And altogether we are 0 for 3 on the power play tonight. Who would have thought those would be the last times we'd be shorthanded and get a man advantage in the night? Habs aren't getting good puck tonight, with some bounces for the Caps, including a 2-on-1 for Garnet Hathaway, who afterwards got sucker punched by Weise a few times. And then I put suspension question mark. And I think if they suspend Domi for a sucker punch against Ekblad, we should get suspended for this as well. I was very surprised when Joe Thornton didn't get suspended for sucker punching. I think it was Mrazek or Reimer. I'm pretty sure it was Mrazek earlier in the season. And we should be suspended tonight tomorrow for what he did tonight, sucker punching Garnet Hathaway. And while I was gone. I went to get something to drink. Jacob Vrana scored. He made it 3-1 Caps. We're absolutely losing this game. It's Caps up by 2 after the second period. No way we're losing. No way they're losing this one. And the Habs played really awful for the rest of the second period. Heading out, great stream later, dude. Rich J, glad you like the stream. Appreciate it, brother. Have a good night, brother. Have a good night, man. But yeah, they know they're down and out. The Habs knew they were down and out, but they need to play the rest of the game. And at the end of the second period, it's 3-1 Caps. Shots are 26-17 Capitals as well. The Habs are trying to get something going. They look to with a potential Yoel Armia goal, but it was waved off. It didn't cross the goal line. So it's still a 3-1 game at that point. But the Habs, they ended up scoring a couple minutes later. I believe it was with 13 minutes left, I believe. Dale Weise, his first goal since returning with the Canadiens last season, I think it was. Okay, so this is kind of the most unrealistic trade yet. But so first of all, Capitals sign Joe Thornton. Okay. To Montreal, Hopi and Thornton. To Capitals, Price and Suzuki. Absolutely not doing that. Not giving up Suzuki. Not taking on Joe Thornton, who's going to retire after this season. Hopi would be interesting, but the fact he's a UFA makes me think, why trade for him when you could just sign him? And yes, we do get rid of Price. We get rid of the $10 million cap hit. But if it's really just for some reason the playoff run for the Canadiens, which are not getting into the playoffs, it'd be worth it, in my opinion, to just sign Hopi in the offseason. Oh, line bot. Oh, you retracted your message. Oops. And no worries. Just, yeah. Where am I? Okay, right here. So yeah, Dale Weise scores his first goal since returning to the Canadiens. It's after a failed breakaway and some bad defense by John Carlson, surprisingly. Jesus. In his 500th game, he scores from Cousins and Suzuki. So Cousins with his 17th point of the year. Cousins with his 28th, looking absolutely fantastic tonight and throughout the year. Makes it 3-2, and the Habs are playing great with a few minutes left. They even got a goal, or they looked to have scored, but it was like right on the goal line, I believe. I forget who it was. I want to say it might have been Lehkonen, I think. Lehkonen or Kotkaniemi, I think, who had it like almost right on the goal line, but Holtby ended up stopping it. So Canadians were not able to tie the game up at that point. Deal or no deal to Leafs. Suzuki in a fourth to Montreal. Kapanen and third next year. No deal. No deal. I don't do that personally. Kapanen, yes, Kasperi Kapanen is looking like a good player this year. He is a good player. But I would not give up Suzuki. Getting that third would be tempting, but for the fourth rounder, I don't think it's worth it in my opinion. I don't think trading it could be a first liner in my opinion in 2 or 3 years. So it's absolutely not worth it in my opinion to trade Suzuki. At least in my opinion, like I said. So with a few minutes left, the Habs are playing pretty great. They were really pushing for a 3-3 tie and to try and push this one in overtime. And they pulled Price after a timeout with 1:27 left in the third period. But of course, it's an empty net goal from Backstrom. Blaming Petry on that one after he missed a pass from Domi that was sent back all the way down to the Habs zone that allowed the Caps to go on a line change. That pretty much got the empty net goal. So your final score is 42 Capitals. Shots are 41-33 Capitals as well. Habs go for 3 on the power play, and they're 2 for 2 on the PK. And the Canadians lose another one at home. Technically, altogether, their 17th loss at home. Yeah, the Canadians are not looking too great this season. They're obviously going to miss the playoffs. I think at this point, you just go full, not rebuild, but just retool. You trade Petry for a second rounder if you're somehow able to a first and a decent asset. Tatar easily could command you, I think, a first rounder. First rounder, maybe a decent prospect, and maybe even a third if you can. Kovalchuk probably could get you a third round pick, especially if he doesn't resign with the team you trade him to. Say for example, you do trade him to Vegas, and then resign him in the offseason. So yeah, I think that's gonna do it, guys. I think I'm gonna get out of here right away. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. That was pretty fun in my opinion. A pretty fun stream. Pretty nice night, despite the loss for the Canadians. So yeah, if anyone has anything to say in the chat real quick before I go, I will definitely get out of here. I obviously just moved the board. So I'm just going to reply to my friend and wait to see if anyone else. Oh, okay. For some reason, there we go. That's weird. Fuck, my throat really hurts. All right, so yeah, guys, that's going to do it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, favorite, share, inclusive button not limited to YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, and everything else. My name is Harry. Subscribe to my Puff Club, subscribe to the HC Club, subscribe to the Sub Hub. If you're a member of the Mod Squad in chat, what's your thought on Linebot? No worries. I'll answer. What's your thoughts on Matthew Tkachuk? Really, really like Matthew Tkachuk. Actually, I think personally he's a Linebot. Hey, thank you. Enjoy your day. I'll answer your question though before you head out. If you have any more questions though, please put them in chat. Don't just say, oh, okay, he's going. I'll answer some questions. My thoughts on Matthew Tkachuk, though, real quick before I answer, enjoy your day as well, please. Thank you. Matthew Tkachuk, I think, is one of the great, I don't want to say grinders, but I guess what today's version of an enforcer would be. Out there to draw penalties, be annoying. He's basically the new Brad Marchand, I'm going to say. I definitely can't wait to see the next game for the Battle of Alberta, which I think is actually Wednesday, I think. I think it's Wednesday. I definitely do want to see how well that plays out. And I do want to see what Matthew Tkachuk has next in store. Zach Kassian is absolutely in the wrong for ragdolling him and sucker punching him the way he did. He deserved the 2-game suspension he got. Definitely deserved 10 or more, in my opinion. So yeah, I absolutely love Matthew Tkachuk personally. Who do you think will win the President's Trophy? It's either going to be Washington or St. Louis. I think to give one from each, Washington obviously has the best record in the league right now. St. Louis is the closest one that I think could catch them because Boston's kind of faltering right now. And while yes, Tampa Bay is climbing their way up the standings, I do think St. Louis has enough momentum right now to be able to potentially, and I believe that they have a game or two in hand on some of the people, including Washington, that they can catch, at least for the President's Trophy. Of course, in terms of just conferences, they're first in their conference. I'm pretty sure they're first in their conference. Our first, I believe they're first in the West, but also their division. Because personally, I think St. Louis definitely has the momentum off the Stanley Cup to win the President's Trophy. Washington winning the President's Trophy and losing in the second round to the Penguins is standard at this point. So, yeah. Who will win Super Bowl? It's Chiefs versus 49ers. I did know that because I am following the Super Bowl or the playoffs this year before the XFL starts up. Personally, I say it is going to be the Kansas City Chiefs over the San Francisco 49ers, I think they are. I think it's Chiefs over 49ers. I do like both teams. I say I don't mind both teams just because I'm not like super big into football. But I do think it's Chiefs over 49ers personally. Miss you next game, James. I'm gonna miss you too. Next game I believe is Wednesday or Thursday. Same. Hey, Limebot, glad we agree on that, brother. So Limebot, if you got any more questions, if anyone has any more questions, of course, please type them out in the chat. Otherwise, I'm going to start doing my outro. If anyone, are you doing super blow? Are you doing super blow? James, no, I'm not doing a Super Bowl live stream. Sadly, no, just because I'm probably not going to watch it too much. I'll probably load up a stream and like check back. Like, oh, okay, is winning by, you know. So, but yeah, I'm not going to be streaming the Super Bowl this year. I don't know. Maybe next year if the Patriots get back into it with re-sign Tom Brady. But no, I'm not going to do the Super Bowl or the Supper Blow. But all right, Limebot. That if you gotta go, that sucks, brother. But hey, no worries, man. No worries, man. If you gotta go, man. if you gotta go, see you, man. Hope you have a good day. And James, please don't ever change, man. You're fucking awesome. And yeah, I'm probably gonna get out of here, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, favorite, share, plus not limited to YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, and anything else. My name is Harris. Subscribe to the Puff Cup, subscribe to the HC Club, subscribe to the Sub Puff. If you're a member of the Mod Squad, like my good friend James is, then you have the blue wrench next to your name. Links in the description on my Twitter, my Twitch. My Twitter is suspended. I don't know if I want to get it back. Might just create a new one in the future. Twitch is also in the description. Sorry. Twitch is in the description. That's where I obviously play games. I definitely do need to set aside, not a day, but just a little bit to actually go out there and go on there and test it out, see if it works well with the internet I have. The Amazon wish list and the PO box description if you want to send me anything off of the wish list or send me anything that's not on the wish list with the PO box. It's greatly appreciated. I will do a review unboxing anything that is sent my way. Though I'm hoping it gets to the point where I can start doing M&M Monday Night Mail. Yeah, it's pretty fun. I do enjoy it. Obviously, my big boys Rick Nelson and Jesse, not Jason. Rick and Jesse sent me some packages in the mail, which are up on the channel for unboxing videos. I'm gonna feel so horrible if I forgot someone, but I'm pretty sure it's just been Jesse and Rick so far. Yeah, I will start doing unboxing videos whenever I start getting more packages. I do want to start opening a Patreon though. I am thinking about getting a Patreon opened. Obviously not sometime this month or next month, but definitely in the future. I do want to think about getting a Patreon. Maybe after I turn 18, so it's like 100% legal, because then I could start doing streams and link a PayPal and start doing taxes and whatnot. But that's for something to think about in the future. Of course, also in the description is the letterboxes where I rate and review movies. Most of the time I just rate them. Very rarely I'll review them. Spoilers for the reviews, though, if you check them out. So yeah, check out the Letterboxd Random Movies I Love, unless you'd rather check out the video I made for Christmas Day, which is my top 100 favorite movies of all time. Check it out if you check out the Letterboxd Random Movies I Hate. Might do a video on that in the future. Who knows? Maybe. So yeah, guys, that's gonna do it. Thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Harry Rice. I love every single one that checks out my videos. I am Harry Rice, and I am out. Peace.